Evening, everybody. It's 5:30 on Monday, the 26th of September, and it is ugly. I'm going to keep this a little on the short side tonight because I'm just going to give you some information because basically everything was down. Volumes were absurd, 10 to 1 down volume on the NYSE, um, and interest rates moving dramatically higher. The chart on the screen is the dollar index, and this is the only chart you need to see. We have gone parabolic here, and I've adjusted these Bollinger Bands. We are now outside a 3 standard deviation. Normally, the Bollinger Bands are 2, but the reading on that is we've been out of it for a week. This is a daily chart. I mean, this is an unbelievable move. We're talking about a move from 107 to 115 in basically 2 weeks. This is something that is unseen before, except in really extreme financial distress. And that's what we're in. So, uh, the market tried to rally, and then right before the close, they pounded it again. We closed down 329, 1.1%, Nasdaq down 65, S&P down 38, the Russell down 23 and change, 1.41. That was the biggest loser. And the Dow Jones Transportation's 129.90, or a little over 1.07. The VIX was 32.26, so we're finally moving the VIX. It was up $2.34. Excuse me. Oil was down over $2. Gold was down $22. Bitcoin, remarkably, was actually up on the day. Not much, up 425 at 19,180. The dollar closed 114.02, up 105. Almost a full percent. A week ago, it would have been a full percent because we were that much lower. The point I want to make is, excuse me, really simple. This is unseen by, I don't know, maybe 90% of the people that you're trusting your money with. There is not a broker today who has seen this kind of action unless they're an old guy like me heading for retirement. Um, New highs, new lows. This is kind of interesting. Today we had 8 new highs, and you can be sure they're utilities or preferreds that pay interest. On the downside, we had 1,106 new lows. To give you an idea, a week ago, it was 10 new highs and 726 new lows. And a week before that, it was 13 new highs and 362 new lows. So new lows are basically 3 times what they were 2 weeks ago. Over on the NASDAQ today, which, as you know, topped out earlier, 23 new highs and 1,244 new lows. A week ago, that was 25 and 929. And a week before that, it was 26 and 477. So 477 to 1,224 new lows, a solid 300% in 2 weeks. This is a currency crisis. The Fed said that they were going to raise rates until they broke something. Well, the unintended consequences, they broke all of the currencies, both Asian Pacific and Great Britain and Eurozone. I mean, the pound has just collapsed, and the euro had already collapsed. The 2-year today closed at 4.31%. This morning when I was talking to you, it was 420, so pretty extreme. The one stock that I am going to mention, excuse me, is Lava. I mentioned it this morning. That's the only reason I'm mentioning it tonight. This morning it was trading at 531, up 291 or 117%, on a cancer licensing deal that was going to bring them a minimum of an initial payment of 50 million, which for a little company is plenty. It traded as high as 567 and closed the day at 474, and that was up $2.34 or 97%. And just to give you an idea of what some of the former big players on a daily basis, the meme stocks, a look at AMC really kind of explains it all. The stock closed today at $6.87, down $1.12. That was 14%. That stock had a high of 72.62 in June of last year. It had a high this year, just mid-August, of 27 and a half, selling for under $7. Another one, SPCE, Virgin Galactic, which was the first major deal in a SPAC, and it went from a low of about $7 on the initial deal up to 42, came back in and spent the next year climbing to 62, made a new all-time low today at $4.82. So 70 to 5. That should give you an idea of what this kind of market we're in right now. There really isn't that much more to say. I mean, the Fed screwed up. They screwed up before. Everybody knew they screwed up, but everybody kept on going to the punch bowl. And all of those companies that seemed like a good idea when money was free, those are the ones that are down 95%. So we had an add-on today in the silver, which we got stopped out of at 50% down about 2 hours later. That's the way that this market is moving. All right, everyone. I'll be back first thing in the morning. There's some economic news. I'm not sure any of it really makes any difference relative to the market. The market's going to do what the market's going to do because they've broken the currencies. There is no bigger, more honest market than Forex, bonds, and currency. The bonds were down 2.25 today. I just want you to have a look at that. We'll see what that looks like here. Bonds down 2 and 9/30. Look at the decline here. In the channel, actually breaking the channel on the downside here, closing pretty close to the low. And to give you an idea of what that looks like in the grand scheme of things, we have come from bonds at 191, excuse me, in March 2020 to 120, let's see, 125. 191 to 125. 70 points on 190. That's a 30% decline in bonds. So it's going to be a tough one. We're way oversold, and it didn't matter today. So we'll see if it works.